Scottie Scheffler fired a 60 yesterday and still isn't leading the Travelers Championship. Viktor Hovland just stole the show on moving day and takes a one-shot lead into Sunday at 20 under. Can Hovland finish the job, or is the best player in the world about to remind everybody why he's still Scottie Scheffler? We got a Travelers Championship showdown. MLB best bets on the board, a new Pikkit play of the day. And we will go off the rails. Shit's going to get crazy here. It's moving day at the Travelers. We'll get into that. We also got breaking news with Phil Mickelson. Welcome in. It's Off the Hook Sports Talk that pays off, powered by Pikkit. Track all your bets, your crew, line movements all in one place at your fingertips with Pikkit. Download the Google Play Store, the App Store. Put in code OTH and have fun with us on Pikkit. Tommy Trends here on a Saturday, late Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening-ish. Listen, you want to talk about a moving day? We have one in Cromwell, Connecticut today. We'll break down the third round of the Travelers Championship where Viktor Hovland completely flipped the script, heads into Sunday with a one-shot lead over Scottie Scheffler. We'll go around the bases and check out the latest news in Major League Baseball, games I like, best bets for tonight, whatever's on my radar. We'll get you a Tommy Trend for today, Pikkit play of the day, and we'll wrap it up, go completely off the rails, and a little technical difficulty yesterday with Off the Rails, so we'll repeat it. So if you saw it yesterday, well, you get a replay edition of Off the Rails. And I said we do have breaking news with Phil Mickelson. So before we get to the actual golf story and the Travelers Championship, we're going to fly right into this Phil Mickelson story that broke. Alan Shipnuck, who's a respected golf writer for Scratch Golf, broke this story, and it's not looking good for Phil. Now, we're going to give you what we know so far from this article, but if you know anything about Alan Shipnuck, he's a credible reporter, writer, and I believe he had like 19 sources for this article. And it's a lengthy investigative report. You can pull up the article in Scratch Golf or check out Alan Shipnuck on Twitter. He's got the link posted there. And he said this is the most time he spent on a story. So there's multiple allegations involving Phil Mickelson's behavior over a number of years, including accusations of inappropriate conduct toward women, unwanted advances, and claims that his behavior contributed to his departures from several private clubs. And that has been in the news lately, where they actually kicked him out of a club not too long ago. Actually chased him down when he was on the course and told him to get the fuck out. So the report that Shipnuck put out in this article includes interviews with numerous sources, including former tour wife Ashley Perez, who alleges that Mickelson showed her an explicit photo of himself and made unwanted advances during a tournament back in 2015. Shipnuck's article also details allegations of inappropriate behavior at social gatherings, claims involving women at multiple private clubs, and reports that Mickelson left or resigned memberships at several exclusive clubs, including the Farms, the Madison Club, and the Bridges. Mickelson's representatives dispute some of the allegations, of course they do, and say others involve mistakes he has already acknowledged publicly or privately. They also emphasize that Phil is focused on family matters and personal growth. That's a typical PR move. The story comes weeks after Mickelson, report surfaced that Mickelson resigned from the Farms Golf Club. This is following allegations involving inappropriate contact with a female employee, and this is what I just mentioned, where they actually chased him down on the course. Now, listen, it had to be pretty serious if they chase you down mid-round and tell you to get the fuck off. So for, a guy who was once viewed as golf's ultimate family man and one of the sport's most popular figures, it's a pretty stunning fall from grace for old Phil there. And that you can, you always thought something was up with Phil, that little snicker that he would give, that little grin. But it seems like Phil likes to get down and dirty, likes to get nasty. So more to come on Phil Mickelson, but I wanted to get you the breaking news on Phil. You can go to Alan Shipnuck's Twitter page get all the info there and read the detailed article. So again, we'll see what comes of this. But look, let's get back to actual golf. Unlike the Phil story, the Travelers Championship has given us exactly what fans want tomorrow. And we had a hell of a moving day. Victor Hovland, Scottie Scheffler in the final pairing, $3.6 million payday on the line tomorrow in Cromwell, Connecticut. And listen, Victor Hovland stole the show today. Now, rewind a little bit. Yesterday, all the talk was Scottie Scheffler firing off a 10 under. It went, carded a 60 yesterday, flirted with a 59, missed the birdie putt on 18. And today, Hovland was paired with Scheffler, and he didn't buckle under the pressure. Hovland shot a 64, finished 20 under, and is now in front with a one-shot lead over Scheffler heading into tomorrow's final round. And what's fascinating here is the experience factor. Scottie has now been in the final pairing on a Sunday in 3 of his last 4 starts. It's basically another day at the office for Scheffler, right? Hovland, things are a little different for him. Last time he was in the final group on a Sunday was the 2025 Valspar Championship, where he closed with a 67 and won by 1 shot. And then before that, you had to go all the way back to 2023 at the PGA Championship when he chased Brooks Koepka in a major, and he won the Tour Championship there in 2023. So tomorrow we do have one of the best ball strikers on the planet trying to hold off the best player in the world, and that is a pretty damn good way to spend a Sunday afternoon. So we said Scheffler flirted with that 59, missed the birdie putt on 18 yesterday, fired off a 60. And we said it. Jim Furyk is the only player in tour history with 2 rounds under 60, and Scheffler was just 1 putt away from joining him. And then, look, today Hovland made sure this wasn't going to be a coronation for Scheffler. Hovland came out firing and put some pressure on Scottie early. 3 birdies in the first 4 holes, and suddenly that 2-stroke lead that Scottie had was gone. And just like that, you had a tie at the top. For most of the afternoon, these two basically were match plays, back and forth, teeter-tottering all afternoon. Hovland birdies, Scottie answers. Hovland makes a move, Scottie answers. Right? It's a chess match back and forth. They just traded punches like a fighter all day long, all afternoon. So as of right now, everything is finished. So round 3 finished up there in Cromwell, Connecticut. So again, we said Hovland, he does have the lead. He's 20 under. Scottie right there in second at 19 under. And then Patrick Cantlay, he has a 2-way tie for third. Him and Akshay Bhatia are 15 under. And then you got Shane Lowry, who moved up 17 spots today. He is 13 under. He carded a 64. And then Wyndham Clark, he moved up 9 spots today. He's 13 under, tied for 5th, along with Matty Fitzpatrick, Ben Griffin. Our dark horse or long shot winner, Eric Cole, he dropped 2 spots today, but he's still right there, tied for 5th, 13 under. He had opening round of 63, 65 yesterday, and a 69 today. And Kashmir Keith Mitchell, talk about a moving day for old Keith Mitchell here. Up 24 spots, 12 under, carded a 63 today. He's tied for 10th. Sam Burns, he is 12 under, up 4 spots today. He likes the 6s. 66 Thursday, 66 Friday, and a 66 today. 6s across the board for Sam Burns. And he's tied for 10th, along with Justin Rose, who's also 12 under, with rounds of 65, 66, 67. And if you want to look at the Travelers Championship total scoring record was 257 twice. Keegan Bradley, 2023, and last year 2025. So Hovland and Scheffler are on pace to eclipse the tournament record to be under 257. Keegan Bradley won it last year. He was 23 under. So it looks like Hovland and Scheffler will make a run at that and probably eclipse that once it's all said and done tomorrow. And Looking here, as far as Keegan Bradley, rough day for Keegan. Started off okay on Thursday, 67, and then yesterday a 65. Today he shot par. He was a 70 today. He dropped 19 spots. He's tied for 33rd, so he's 8 under for the tournament. So it seems like Keegan Bradley will not be repeating as a winner at the Travelers Championship. And if he would have, that would have been the first time since 2001, 2002, or 2001. Damn near 25 years you had a repeat winner. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen this year. Looks like we have a showdown with Hovland and Scheffler. Now, again, Cantlay is right there, Batia is right there, and Shane Lowry is also right there. And as far as moving day, biggest movers today, we also mentioned some. The biggest mover of today was Chris Gotterup, carded a 63, and he moved up 28 spots. And we also mentioned Kashmir Keith Mitchell, who moved up 24 spots after he fired off a 63 today. And then Colin Morikawa. Now, we said it on Tee to Green on Wednesday. Morikawa always fucks us when we take him. So we didn't take him, but we said his player profile does fit this course well. It really came down to how was his back feeling. He's been dealing with that back injury for the past few weeks. But Morikawa, a big mover today, up 20 spots. He's 11 under for the tournament, carded a 64 today, opening around 69, 66 yesterday, and 64 today. So steady improvement for Morikawa. Probably not enough to get it done tomorrow, but good showing for Morikawa. If you took a flyer on him for a top 10, top 20, your ticket's still alive on that with Morikawa. We also talked about Shane Lowry, moved up 17 spots today. Justin Thomas, another one. We had him as our outright winner. Now he's not going to get it done either. But he did move up 13 spots today and 11 under for the tournament. He fired off a 65 today. So steady improvement from JT, 68 on Thursday, 66 yesterday, and a 65 today. And your U.S. Open winner from last week, Wyndham Clark, he moved up 9 spots today, 13 under for the tournament. So Wyndham hanging around, tied for 5th, could make a move here. And, even Sam Burns, he's tied for 10th, moved up 4 spots today. We said his 6s across the board, 66, 66, and a 66. And that was one of the questions, too, a lot of people had. It was coming into this week, was there going to be a hangover from the U.S. Open with the difficult conditions at Shinnecock, and then coming up here to the Travelers and trying to regroup and reset after that physical and mental grind last week at the U.S. Open. But I said it on Wednesday on Tee to Green. I said, I don't think that's going to affect Clark or Burns, and expected them to be right in the mix. And more so Clark at this point than Burns. But again, you never know what could happen. We did take a flyer on Burns as a top 10. So he's still in the mix. And again, if you have a Wyndham Clark ticket, top 5, top 10, I mean, who knows what could happen tomorrow. But both those guys are still in the mix as we move into the final round tomorrow. So, we'll see what happens tomorrow, but we are going to have a good one. And this was a pretty big moving day for a lot of players. Who some not expected when you looked at the leaderboard yesterday. And like I said, you had Gotterup and Keith Mitchell, these guys moving up, and Morikawa, even Justin Thomas moving up 13 spots. I mean, again, we said that the scoring conditions would be favorable despite some weather early on in the week, some showers throughout the tournament, but set up for scoring, and we are seeing that. But what's interesting about tomorrow's final pairing with Scheffler and Hovland, can you believe it's been since January since Scottie Scheffler has won a tournament? Now, he's the world's #1 golfer, and it seems like he's always right there. But then something happens on Sunday where he's not winning. But he's still #1 golfer in the world. It's still Scottie Scheffler. But he's right there, pretty much every Sunday, even though, again, the biggest criticism with Scheffler this year has been the slow starts. But Scheffler right there, it's just ridiculous to think that Scheffler hasn't won since January. And he did win here in 2024. He was right there at the U.S. Open last week, and somehow yet we've gone 6 months without a victory from Scottie Scheffler. Now, for most golfers, that's normal. Scheffler, no, it's basically you're in a drought. Because if you look, it is hard to win on tour. But Scheffler to be 6 months without a victory, that's definitely a drought for Scheffler. And going back to course conditions, we said that the conditions would be favorable for these guys, and they took advantage of it. And TPC River Highlands is absolutely defenseless right now. We get soft conditions, little wind, pretty much perfect weather except for some early rain at the prior to the tournament and early on in the tournament. Rain delay yesterday for like 30 minutes tee times. But you got birdies everywhere. Through 2 rounds, 61 of the 72 players were under par. Average score has basically been in the mid-60s all week. If you're shooting 67, you're actually losing ground with these crazy low scores that we've seen. And as far as today goes with moving day, the turning point today might have been holes 13 through 15, where Scottie made 3 straight birdies and finally created some separation. And every time it looked like Hovland was ready to steal momentum, Scottie responded. And that's really what elite players do. When the pressure shows up, they answer. But Hovland didn't buckle under pressure. He did birdie 18 and took that 1-shot lead into tomorrow. Hovland, he's not someone you want to overlook. Because Hovland can go toe-to-toe with players, and it's not some random guy that Scheffler was paired with. It's a multiple-time PGA Tour winner. It's a FedEx Cup champion, and a guy who's already carded rounds of 65, 61, and 64 this weekend. So he's right there in the mix, and he will put pressure on Scheffler. And you can see, that was the question coming into today is, can Hovland put pressure on Scheffler and stay right in the mix heading into Sunday? Did his job, did not buckle, and that's what you expect from Victor Hovland. Seems like of late we were getting the old Victor Hovland that we saw when he won the Tour Championship in 2023. Went through swing coaches. I think he's now back with his original swing coach. It was kind of one of those things people were questioning, why would he get rid of coaches? He was doing well when he won the Tour Championship, and he kind of been up and down since. But over the last few weeks, past couple months, Hovland has been slowly, looks like he's getting back to the Victor Hovland that we expect. And as far as the betting market, we talked about it yesterday on here with Scheffler. We said it would take an epic collapse from Scheffler to not win this thing, or even come in second. But we need other guys to score. Now I do think it's going to come down to Scheffler and Hovland, just watching them play throughout the past 3 days. But you could have some of these guys make a push if Scheffler and Hovland make mistakes. So from a betting market perspective, we don't have a Scheffler ticket in pocket, but if you do, you're sitting pretty. Again, if you don't have a Scheffler ticket, we said it yesterday, you might want to look at top 5s, top 10s, top 20 finishes in this tournament where the value is. So with that being said, you're still getting plus money with Victor Hovland. Okay, he's your leader at 20 under. And right now in the prediction market on ProfitX, you're getting plus money at plus 143 for Hovland to win. Then Patrick Cantlay, all right, we said Cantlay, he's right there in the mix. And Cantlay is tied for third with Batia. Both those guys are 15 under. And the number on Cantlay right now, also on ProfitX, he's about a 32-1 odds to win this. So there's a big drop off there, between Hovland, and then you got Cantlay, and then Batia at 46-1. So again, so it's not out of question. I would not be surprised if Batia or Cantlay, maybe even Shane Lowry, put even some pressure on both Hovland and Scheffler tomorrow. So the numbers I gave you as far as odds are for the outright tournament winner. And how am I? And you're asking, how the hell am I getting these odds so fast? Well, I'm using Pikkit. I have all my books synced to Pikkit. I check out the events page. I click on Travelers Championship, and all the books are synced to Pikkit. So it gives me the best line for the books that I have synced, which is all of them that I use. They're all synced. So we always tell you guys to line shop and make sure you're finding an edge and not just use one book. So, and with Pikkit, it makes it nice, especially for live betting or when the odds constantly change. Using that Pikkit app, all the latest odds for the books that you're using are right there, and you just click it, and it allows you to make your pick right away using the Pikkit app. So if you want to talk about top 5 value here, to find plus money, you got to go down to Akshay Bhatia. Now, he's at plus 118 on DraftKings. And then even if you're talking about Wyndham Clark for a top 5, FanDuel's odds are plus 300. Matty Fitzpatrick on Novig is plus 326. Ben Griffin plus 380 on FanDuel. Shane Lowry for a top 5 is plus 385 on DraftKings. And then our long shot winner as an outright winner that we had picked was Eric Cole. So for him to finish top 5, pretty good value at almost 5-1. He's at plus 470 on FanDuel. And then Sam Burns as well for top 5, plus 480 on DraftKings. Top 10 market as far as value goes here. Got to dig a little deeper. Shane Lowry plus 100 on DraftKings. Eric Cole plus 120. Also on DraftKings, Sam Burns plus 125 on FanDuel. Siwoo Kim plus 144 on Novig. Justin Rose plus 185. Cashmere Keith Mitchell plus 195. Both those on FanDuel. And those are some top 10 numbers. I'll take a peek at top 20 here. Wow, you have to really dig. So we talked about Gotterup as a big mover today. So as far as a top 20 finish, if you're looking for plus money there, so Gotterup right now with him moving up 28 spots today after carding is 63. He's tied for 14th. So if you like Chris Gotterup to have a top 20 finish tomorrow, Novig, get plus money there at plus 100. And then we also talked about Jackson Suber as a real long shot on Wednesday's tee to green. We said he was at 200-1. Right now, Jackson Suber, he's also 11 under and tied for 14th. Gotterup. So you have Suber, Gotterup, Fitzpatrick, JT, Bobby Mack, JJ Spahn. Those guys are all 11 under, tied for 14th. So if you like Jackson Suber for a top 20, he's plus 105 on FanDuel. And then the list goes down from there. But you still get some positive money, plus money here, some good value on some of these guys, even for a top 10 finish. And even if you like Hovland to win the whole damn thing, you still get plus money on Profit X at plus 143. So again, don't have a Scheffler or a Hovland ticket in pocket as an outright winner. You might want to shop some of these top 5, top 10 numbers. And the best way to do it is with that Pikkit app. Keep telling you all the time, download Pikkit, put in code OTH, and come have fun. Join us on Pikkit. Follow us. All the picks are there. And listen, it makes your life a hell of a lot easier when you're just scanning the books and the numbers on Pikkit, and allows you to place your bet right there. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. And we are going to have a good one for sure on hand with Hovland and Scheffler. And a lot of guys chasing: Cantlay, Batia, Lowry, Wyndham Clark, Matty Fitzpatrick, Ben Griffin, Eric Cole, Cashmere, Keith Mitchell, Sam Burns, and Siwoo Kim. Some of the notables that are chasing those guys. And it just feels like first time in a while we've gotten some pressure on Scheffler as he's one shot off the lead. And, this is what golf fans want heading into a Sunday. And again, I said we should eclipse that tournament record of 257, that scoring record that was twice done by Keegan Bradley. And I think these guys are well on pace to eclipse that, and especially that 23 under that Bradley had. So, we'll see. We'll see how this shakes out tomorrow, but a good one nonetheless on tap for the final round of the Travelers. So we're going to go shift from Cromwell, Connecticut, and the Travelers and go across the Diamond. And, one of baseball's biggest dumpster filers literally made a move. As you all know, the Mets finally firing Carlos Mendoza yesterday. And the surprising thing, how the hell did it take so long for them to fire it? But whatever. And then they go and shit the bed last night against the Phillies and lose 2-1 to the Phillies, which we said yesterday, and which I did do today. I said, from here on out, I think I'm just going to bet against the Mets every single day because this team is fucking terrible. They had a 12-game losing streak earlier in the season, and now they are on a current 7-game slide. And delayed start this afternoon for that game. Phillies currently up 2-0, bottom of the 6th. Shocker, Mets losing again. Now it's not our Pikkit play of the day, but we do have a bet on Phillies money line for today. There was plus money there with that, so we took that earlier today, and hopefully that one cashes. But again, pretty safe bet is to when in doubt, just bet against the Mets whenever they're playing. And my guess is at the end of the season, you should have a profit betting against the Mets, because this team, I mean, we're not going to sit here and talk about the Mets because we could go on and on how bad this team is. They're just from top to bottom terrible. Pitching is just god awful. There's really nothing positive you could say about the Mets. Again, I think we're just going to bet against the Mets every time the Mets are playing, and hopefully add to our bankroll before football season starts. But this Mets team is just absolutely terrible. It's amazing. I'm done with the Mets. But anyway, Mets are a complete dumpster fire. Bet against the Mets. But as far as games tonight on my radar, one of them stuck out, Cardinals, Marlins. Now, we did take the Marlins yesterday. That was our bark bet, and that cashed. 4-0 win over St. Louis. Now, we talked about another play yesterday was the Cardinals' first 5. So you had a scoreless game until I believe it was the 7th or 8th inning. It was 8th inning. And then the Marlins went ahead and eventually ended up winning 4-0 yesterday, which we said that was a better pitching matchup. Everything pointed to the Marlins. Max Meyer, 9-0 on the season. The kid's been outstanding. Now, as far as tonight, Andre Palante, he's been outstanding lately. Just 6 earned runs allowed across his last 4 starts. And the Cardinals are 6-0 in his last 6 outings. Now, meanwhile, Ryan Gusto owns a 6.35 ERA in June and has allowed a ton of hard contact. The Sharps are back in St. Louis, too, with this. The line opened at around -135, has climbed to -140, even the -145 range in some books. So everything points to a Cardinals bounce-back spot tonight. If I had to lean, I don't have a play in this. I'd say Cardinals money line just from the pitching matchup. And the Cardinals did play well behind McGreevy last night. So, and we said his home ERA favored that first 5 if you like the Cardinals there. But tonight, I think the Cardinals bounce back. Not a play, but if I had to lean, if you like the game, Cardinals money line seems like the play. We do move Cubs, Brewers, and Milwaukee continues to be one of the best stories in baseball. Brewers are now 15-29. Kyle Harrison has been damn near unhittable at home, posting a 1.29 ERA in Milwaukee this season. Cubs counter with David Peterson, who's been a disaster in June. ERA pushing 11. Sharp money has been hammering the Brewers from -155 up to -165. And Brewers continue to print money. If I had a lean here, Brewers money line, and a trend here. Brewers are 17-7 with the run line versus left-handed starters. So again, Brewers in a good spot tonight at home against the Cubs. Another one on my radar that's underway. We got on here a little late because we want to get you the Phil Mickelson story as that was breaking. But another one was Rays Diamondbacks. Tampa was another sharp side tonight. Rays had the best home record in baseball at 28-12. Nick Martinez has been excellent all season. Zach Gallen continues to struggle with an ERA over 6 and nearly a 7 ERA on the road. That opened at minus 125, got up to minus 135. So the lead there would be a Rays money line. That game just underway, tied at 1. But those are some of the games on the radar tonight for MLB. And I do have another play as the Pikkit play of the day for MLB. We'll get to that in just a few minutes here. We'll get you the Tommy trend of the day. And we mentioned this briefly yesterday, but it's important as far as the trends in baseball is what we're seeing. Baseball, we're seeing historically high walk rates right now, hovering around 10% of plate appearances. It's the highest we've seen in generations. At the same time, the front offices are obsessed with speed metrics, and players just aren't being evaluated by bat average anymore. Teams are looking at exit velocity, swing speed, and underlying contact data more than ever in baseball. Despite all these analytics, though, we're just seeing incredible parity across the league. The Dodgers still the best record in baseball, best winning percentage as well, and are chasing, of course, that three-peat. And but if you look at who's on pace to win 100 games, there's no team right now on pace to win 100 games in Major League Baseball. And for us degenerate bettors, that is important. And even though I'm a Dodgers fan, I do have a future on the Dodgers under the projected win total. I'm pulling that up right now on Pikkit. So the future bet here is, I believe it was under 105 for the Dodgers win total at the beginning of the season. And looking here, the Dodgers won, I think it was 92, 93 games last year. So I figured, a good bet was under, just because that win total was so high. It is under 105 for the win total. So that's a futures bet I took against the Dodgers. And right now, no team on pace to win 100 games. And, you see parity right now across the league. Even some of these smaller market teams are being more competitive. And from a bettor, it helps us out because it gives us closer games, more advantage for live betting. And, some of these underdogs keep cashing. And this is why line shopping matters more than ever. And we're going to keep hammering it. But listen, the quickest way to line shop is with the Pikkit app. And make sure you download Pikkit and follow us on there, as well as shop the line movements, track your bets, your friends, all in one place with Pikkit. Those are the Tommy trends we pulled out of Major League Baseball of late. We did have our Bark bets. That cashed yesterday as well. That was so we had a Pikkit play of the day yesterday was Walker Buehler over 4.5 strikeouts. That cashed easy. And with the way Walker Buehler was trending lately, that just made sense for him yesterday to hit that number. So that hit. And our Bark bet, like I said, was the Marlins money line against the Cardinals yesterday. And that did hit as well. Now, we did mention the Bark bet cashing, and that's something that we do every week. typically on our Friday show. It's always brought to you by Freedom First Rescue, where we feature a pup up for adoption. We want to get these guys a forever home and sprinkle a little bet in there and have some fun with it. But the main objective of Bark Bets is to get these pups adopted. And the pup we featured yesterday was Tracker, and he's the pup up for adoption from Freedom First Rescue. And if you want more info on Tracker, you can go to freedomfirstrescue.com, fill out the adoption application, and also check out all the other amazing dogs they have up for adoption there as well. Facebook.com/freedomfirstrescue. Their events page and community calendar is absolutely loaded with pup meet and greets and community events. So make sure you do check that out and help these pups get a forever home. And Tracker is the pup we're backing this week from Freedom First Rescue. Check them out, freedomfirstrescue.com. Remember, adopt, don't shop. And we'll move right into the Pikkit play of the day. Hopefully, we're going to make it 2 in a row. Now, tonight, we do like this one a lot. And like the Dodgers to bounce back. But Yamamoto, we had him as a Pikkit play of the day a few weeks back. Cashed that one. And we like him here in this spot, over 6.5 strikeouts with plus money. So over 6.5 strikeouts for Yamamoto. Just jumped off the page. Padres have quietly become a strikeout-heavy lineup against right-handed pitching, and Yamamoto has been pretty solid all season. He struck out 8 Padres already during this recent stretch and faces mostly right-handed hitters tonight, which plays directly into his strength here. So, and Petco Park boosts strikeouts slightly, and the projected umpire also grades favorably for punch-outs. So at plus money, couldn't leave that value sit on the board. And that is our Pikkit play of the day. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, over 6.5 strikeouts tonight. And as always, the show is powered by Pikkit. We say it all the time. We use Pikkit to track our bets, monitor lines, shop the lines, compare the books, and keep everything in one place. And make sure you download Pikkit, put in code OTH when you set up your account. Track it, share it, follow all the action with Pikkit. And that will be posted on our X page at OTH Sports Pod. Probably when we're done here, I'll go post that. But the game is Eastern time. It'll be an 8:40 Eastern time, so like an hour and a half from now. But that is the Pikkit play of the day. And in case you missed it yesterday, it's a good thing you missed it because there's some audio difficulties yesterday. So every week, typically again on a Friday when we do Bark Bets, we like to have fun and we like to go off the rails here at Off the Hook. And this is where, you get the sports, the internet, gambling, Twitter, and complete chaos all collide, all mesh together here. Sometimes it's hilarious, sometimes it's insane, and sometimes it's actually wholesome. Sometimes. But yesterday, a little technical difficulties. So hopefully today cooperates, and we're going to repeat it, and we're going to run it back, and we will go off the rails, and we'll see what the internet has cooked up for us this week. As Off the Hook is now off the rails. And we're going to start in Miami. And look at this disaster. A massive brawl broke out while people were boarding a Carnival cruise. So think about this for a second. You save money, you packed your bags, you took time off work, you get to the port, and before the ship even leaves the dock, people are throwing haymakers. Vacation hasn't started. You haven't seen the pool, you haven't hit the buffet, you haven't had the first watered down margarita, and somehow we're already at WrestleMania. Nothing says a relaxing Caribbean getaway quite like catching a right hook at the boarding gate. Oh boy. Carnival Cruise. Anyway, up next, this is a good one. Starbucks Reserve Card. Have you heard of this? They now have a fancy metal rewards card. And here's basically how this works. You think it sounds great, Starbucks metal reward card, and Well, here's the deal. To qualify, you need roughly 2,500 stars. Now, if you figure that out, that works out to be about $1,500 a year on coffee. So let me get this straight. I spent enough money to buy a new set of golf clubs, and your reward is the opportunity to tell people you spend too much money at Starbucks. What a fantastic deal. Somebody in that marketing department deserves a raise. And speaking of people who refuse to slow down, this is unbelievable. Rod Stewart needed oxygen during a recent concert. The man is 81 years old and still performing in front of packed crowds. I'm sure that was a sold-out show, probably charged a shit ton of money for tickets. And Rod Stewart getting a blow of oxygen on stage. Now, meanwhile, shit, half the time I wake up sore from sleeping sideways, sleeping the wrong way, whatever. I mean, at some point, Rod, you gotta stop questioning it. Just respect the grind here from Rod Stewart. I mean, guy's 81. A little blow of oxygen. I mean, he's basically running on pure willpower at this point. But can you imagine, though, spending like, I'm sure the tickets weren't cheap for Rod Stewart. $300, $400, $500 probably. Guys, getting a blow of oxygen. And I did see Lionel Richie also fell ill during a concert. He's like 77, couldn't complete the concert the other night, and he bowed out. But nonetheless, they're both still touring. People still feeding them money. All right, and amazes me people continue to still eat this shit, but they do. This would, I don't know, it probably would make most people never want to eat again, but people will still eat fucking Wendy's. But it's absolutely disgusting. So 3 Wendy's employees in South Carolina were accused of serving food from the trash and then allegedly spitting in the food before giving it back to the customer. So they served the food from the trash, spit in it, and gave it to the customer. I have no words. Well, I do. Don't eat fucking Wendy's or any of these fucking fast food places. They're just fucking disgusting. The only fast food place you should eat at is In-N-Out, by the way. Fuck them all. All right. Now, this one is the one we had some difficulty yesterday with audio. So I'm hoping this plays, because you got to hear this nitwit's response. First of all, we're having congressional hearings now on whether Coke is considered nutritious and whether or not it belongs on SNAP benefits. So I'm hoping this audio works so you can hear this idiot's response when she was asked if it belongs on SNAP benefits and if it's nutritious.
What does SNAP stand for?
Is a Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program.
Never knew that.
What's nutritional about Coca-Cola?
I am not a nutritionist. I am a food security expert in ensuring that individuals have the food resources that they need.
This is a common sense question. All of these have been common sense questions. I'm just asking you, is there nutritional value to sugary sodas? It's a yes or no question.
I am not an expert. I would have to look at the dietary guidelines.
You're not an expert. I don't think that there's nutritional value to sugary sodas. I think most people in this room would agree with that assessment. Does SNAP stand for?
I mean, come on. Coke will take the paint off your car. We're sitting here wasting taxpayer money to decide if Coke has nutritional value and belongs on SNAP benefits. What the fuck are we doing? The nutritional value of Coca-Cola would probably be mixing it with some bourbon. That would bring some nutritional value. But listen, I'm not saying Coca-Cola should be banned. People shouldn't buy it. But look, if we're having congressional hearings and experts to determine whether or not Coca-Cola takes paint off your car, should be on SNAP benefits, and if it's healthy or not, we've officially reached peak government, and that's just absolutely bonkers that is happening right now. All right, so we're going to get to this is now the wholesome part of the segment here. Listen, first up, the cheese tax. And if you've ever owned a dog, you know the law. You already know about the cheese tax. Listen, how it works, you open the cheese, the dog appears. You pay the cheese, there's no negotiations, no appeals process. The tax must be paid. All right, and next up we got Reggie. Reggie wants the whole world to know how he eats a watermelon, and I agree, a 14 out of 10 for Reggie. This guy absolutely owns it as he eats this watermelon. Look, proper manners. Look at that form. Doesn't just take it out of her hand or his hand. But he's got a method down. Look at that guy. I mean, Reggie, that's pure commitment on his part with that form. And honestly, he's a better eater than most kids and adults that I know. So good on you, Reggie. And we'll finish it off here. The Marlins mystery dog, if you missed this, the dog went viral from a Miami Marlins game. You see him there watching the other dog chow down on a hot dog. First of all, what the fuck's wrong with that owner for not getting his dog a hot dog? But nonetheless, they put out a wanted flyer and promising the Overlook Pooch a dream day at the ballpark. And poor guy. I mean, that's just heartbreaking. And that's a bad owner not getting his dog a hot dog. But on a happier note, though, the wanted flyer and all the work looking for the dog, we found him. The dog has been found. His name is Jonah, and he is indeed a good boy. So hopefully Jonah gets his dream day at the ballpark and all the hot dogs that he could possibly eat. And that'll do it this week for Off the Rails. More internet chaos, I'm sure, will follow next week for sure. So that'll do it for Off the Rails this week. Audio seemed to be cooperating, so we are good there. And hopefully you guys got at least a laugh or two out of that, even the wholesome segment part there. So, but that's going to wrap it up for us today. And so now we have fucking audio problems. Whatever. Fuck, show's over. That's it. But that's going to wrap it up. We went over the moving day leaderboard at TPC River Highlands for the Travelers Championship. Hovland, Scheffler in a showdown tomorrow. We'll see who gets it done. Or do we have Akshay Bhatia, maybe Wyndham Clark, maybe Shane Lowry, maybe Kashmir, Keith Mitchell, one of these guys, maybe Sam Burns, I don't know. Shit, throw some pizza money on those guys and might cash it. But we'll see what happens. Hey, listen, if you enjoyed the show, got a laugh, listen, hit the like, subscribe, comment, follow us on X and YouTube at OTH Sports Pod. Every like, every share, every comment helps us build this thing the right way. And listen, we just want to beat the books and help you guys beat the books too. Build a bankroll as football season's right around the corner. It's bankroll building season, so we're here to help. And as always, show is powered by Pikkit. Keep track of your crew, your bets, line movements, line shop, everything at your fingertips, all in one place with Pikkit. Download it, the app at the Google Play Store, the App Store. Put in code OTH and follow us there on Pikkit. And, we'll probably be back on here tomorrow quickly. I don't know, sometime tomorrow to give you an update on the Travelers Championship, some baseball plays, and a pick and play of the day. We'll be on here. Watch our X page at OTH Sports Pod and also YouTube. We'll post what time tomorrow, but maybe early afternoon-ish, somewhere around there. But we will be back tomorrow. And if you're new here, we are on here like 5 days a week now, giving you the best possible betting advice to help you beat the books. Also some humor and some sports talk. So welcome if you're new, and look forward to you joining us along this ride. And never fails, boys waiting for a walk. Mookie and Nash waiting for a walk. And so walkie time, and then I guess I got to make him dinner. So thanks for hanging with us this afternoon. Enjoy the games tonight, and hopefully help you beat the books, and we'll cash some tickets. We'll be back here tomorrow. Remember, the books don't give refunds, so you got to do your homework. You got to line shop, and listen, never stop looking for an edge. For Mookie and Nash, I'm Tommy Trends. It's Off the Hook Sports Talk that pays off, and we gone.